Thank you for those that commented on my recent video about whether or not to repair or replace the bridge over the pond, and as you can see I've taken that advice and we've taken off the old bridge. So the next thing to do is decide exactly what's going to go here. So I've talked about options, and what I've come up with is to have a shorter, wider bridge. So what I'm going to do is replace the bridge that was 90 centimetres across with one that's 1.2 metres across, so that it's wider and I won't need handrails because it'll feel sort of more secure and safe, because it's a big wide platform to walk across on. And it's going to be a shorter bridge, so I'm not going to go right from the edge of the path over there all the way across and down to over here. Instead, that was 4.8 metres, instead I'm going to have a bridge that goes from about there across the water obviously to about here where this old sleeper is. And in fact I've been thinking about how to support the bridge, because previously I had lots of posts driven into the ground holding up the joists. What I'm going to do this time is use two sleepers. So this is an old sleeper that I've had for years and years. I'm not going to use this particular one, but I'm going to get two new sleepers that are this size. These are 1.2 metres across. You can see roughly how wide it's going to be. So it means those plants on that side will have to be taken up. So we've got some daylilies both sides, so I'll have to lose those so that we have enough space wide enough to get the bridge to go across here. And what I'm going to do is dig out some of this soil and clay here. Most of it's dug out, to be honest, from where the old bridge was, but I'm going to extend it there and there, and then I'm going to lay my sleeper on the ground level, and then I'm going to use these sleeper anchors. These are really thick, heavy duty ones, and they're going to go into the ground like so, obviously driven down, and they will support the sleeper. So I'm going to get 4 on the corners there, drive them in, so that's super secure and it won't move anywhere. And I'll do that both sides, and then lay the joists going across, and then put some new decking on top, but it won't be the same decking, I'll do some different decking. So I'll come to that later. And for the sleepers, I'm going to protect them as much as I can. So I'm going to use that bitumen paint that I use for the posts for the structure down the garden and cover that in that. So it's going to be on the ground obviously, so it will rot first, but it should last a long time. Like this one was in the ground and it's got no sign of rot, and that was in 10 years. It's completely fine. I know others did rot, but this one didn't, so it's not guaranteed that they will rot. But obviously in contact with the ground they will at some point, so the bitumen paint will help with that. And because there's only these stakes, metal stakes going in the ground, and these shouldn't rot or corrode very quickly, should last a long time, big thick galvanized stakes, then even if this does rot, this could be replaced and the whole bridge on top, I can disconnect it and just replace this and then put the spikes back in. So rather than the old one where the posts, the support and everything and then rotted away and then there's nothing to support the wood, this should hopefully mean that obviously the joists going across are off the ground completely, because previously the joists extended and were getting rot where it was touching the soil by the plants. So that'll be in the air, so air circulation, so we shouldn't get rot there. And if we do get rot in this, eventually I can replace that and keep above if we get issues with rot early on. Fingers crossed we don't. So that's the plan. So that is the next stage, is digging out this space, getting the sleepers in position, leveling it, working out how long that's going to be, getting the joists in position, and then getting some nice new decking on top, and then obviously at the end where that big hole is, extending this path down. on this side, where I've put these wooden posts, very thin posts, in line with where the sleeper was on that side, on the close side, this is where they'll come out. So I need to chop back these hemicalis here, both sides, these daylilies. So I'll remove the full clumps, I think, so that we've got the wider bridge. And it's not going to go, as you can look on this camera, it looks like it's going to have a big slope up here, but obviously in reality it's going to go down there in that space. So I need to move the pond pump. The pond pump needs to come out because that pipe won't be there, because that sleeper is going to go down there. And this palm here, this Kibrops arborescens, which is meant to be the single trunked form, bought as a tiny seedling about 15 years ago. It was heavily spotted from last winter, so I've pretty much cut off all the leaves and I'll remove the side shoots. And I say side shoots, it shouldn't have side shoots because it's the arborescens form, but I think really it's one that has less side shoots than normal. Either way, I think that might have to move or go because they're not great at transplanting. They can transplant okay. So I might move it, but it might not do well. But I think I'm going to have to move it because it's far too close to where the bridge is going to be now. So I'm going to pull up that pond pump. Like I said, it's done a good 10 plus years with no issues. And there we go. It's not too dirty, to be fair. And I'll probably reinstall it, but like I said, not now, because I'm going to get it to come on a different route rather than going as it currently does right through that bed up there, because this path will need to be finished soon, so I can't have the pipe in the way. So that's come out. And then I'm going to dig, like I did on the glow side, I'm going to dig on this far side a nice area for the sleeper to fit. I'm using my old sleeper as a template because it's the same size as the new one, so I can get it in the right position without making my new one get moved and scratched about when it's got that bitumen paint on. So I'll get that in position, level it with some gravel like I did on that side, and then I'll check with my long pieces of wood that it's coming out at the right angle, because I need it coming towards obviously the middle of the path. You see that Jabea straight of way, and it's not coming in at a funny angle towards the path. And it probably won't be completely level, this. It might have a slight incline, which is fine. It's not going to be like a massive ramp, but I won't be able to get it exactly level, I don't think, from that side to this side, because we've got a couple of sort of big rocks either side here. So it'll get pretty much level, I think. And then, once I've got the sleepers in place, get those joists on, get the decking on, and job's a good one. I've made progress on the bridge. In fact, I've done all the subframe, which is made up of a couple of sleepers. I've got one sleeper either side, and I've covered that in bitumen paint just to give it a bit of extra protection, although it is a treated post. And then on that we've got 4 joists, standard size 6x2, and they've gone across, and I've held them up with some L brackets, corner brackets here. They're nice and sturdy. So if I see that, you can see it's not moving at all. These side ones are even more heavy duty, and they're definitely not moving. I measured it exactly, so it's the right width for my bridge, so they're all identical. This one here is a bit annoying because it's twisted a bit at the end of wood, which is a bit annoying, but we'll overcome that when we put the decking on top. And then for the sleepers to be attached to the ground, I put these big sleeper spikes in. And then the idea behind this is that all this wood is above ground and it shouldn't rot because it's nice and got the ventilation, and the previous wood was this exact same type here for 10 years and all the wood in the air didn't rot at all, so I'm pleased with that. And by not having any in contact with the soil, the ends shouldn't rot. We'll treat the ends here with some preserver to stop any rot getting in the ends as well. And in time, the worst comes to the worst, the sleeper may rot, and if that happens I can still use the bridge because I can unscrew all the joists and the sleeper spikes, and then we can just get that sleeper out, put a new one in and screw it back down. But hopefully this will last, it's been protected and it's on the ground rather than in the ground. Hopefully that will last at least 10 years like before, but hopefully many more years. And then the view up is to the Jabea, and it's nice and central. It's much wider than before, so before it was 90 centimeters wide, which is that, and now it's 120 centimeters or 4 foot wide, so it'll feel safe when you're walking across here. It's like a floating deck basically going across the pond. I'm talking about the pond, I've drained it pretty much fully and I've got out loads of sludge. There's a bit on the side there, just waiting to see if any creepy crawlies come back out, and loads more sludge around there from that side as well. I've got most of the pondweed out, and I realised what's happened with the pond over the last year or so is I've neglected it a bit because I've let the pondweed, or duckweed should I say, the duckweed that floats on the surface completely cover it, blocking out all the light to the oxygenating plants inside the water, and they've died off because we've been pulling out all the vegetation. It's all black and died off, but there's no living oxygenating plants in there, so it's probably become quite anaerobic, and obviously got all the leaves falling in, and I've not really dredged it very well over the last 5 or so years, so it's become depleted in oxygen, killed off those oxygenating plants, and it's meant the water's a bit smelly and it's not as clear as it should be. So hopefully by taking out all this sludge, by adding some more oxygenating plants, topping up the water, we should have a nice healthy pond once more. And we'll tackle some of these stones around the edges because they're not, you know, level, and you can see over by there we must have lost a couple of big stones because you can see the membrane there, so even when that's topped up it still needs some more stones on it. So I'll get some more stones like the ones up there to put on that shelf. We'll tidy up this area and then we'll release the gravel, put some foundation, sub-base down there, release that gravel into this area so we have a path at the other end. And then on this side where I am now, we'll also have to do a path going down here. So that's the plan. And obviously we need the decking top, but I can't do that until that arrives. And I've got a nice hardwood deck to go on top. So catch me on my next video when I should be finishing off the bridge, which has been pretty simple to put together. Just had to work out the levels, work out exactly how I was going to do the structure. But I'm pleased with what it's turned out so far. Like I said, it's been pretty simple to do, and then it'll be finished hopefully the next couple of days.